Peace and love, all of the above, and I'm back, Immortal's back again with another video. So today I just wanted to speak on another one of my dreams. Okay, it's not really a dream. The astral world's a little bit closer to reality than this world we see right now, the so-called waking world. So, but anyway, now, as I said before in my last video, spiritual masturbation, I was gonna do, a follow-up on my progress as far as lucid dreaming goes. Now, the thing is, I've been having a lot more dreams where I consciously made decisions. And I actually remember, like, my dream recall has been increasing steadily increasing. And the thing is, a lot of this is due to just being consistent with it, right? Setting an intention before I go to sleep, and things of this nature. But this dream was extremely vivid, and I remembered every single detail until I woke up. As soon as I woke up, I instantly started writing in my dream journal, right? That's another way to increase your dream recall, being able to remember your dreams, is writing it down. You have to write it down, especially when you're just beginning. Every single thing you remember, you got to write it down. No matter how fragmented it is. But anyway, I'm gonna get into this thing. So that night before I went to sleep, I had a little bit of trouble going to sleep, because my children were jumping on my bed, just being a little bit extra that day, so I put them up and went back to sleep. So when I started to dream, or whatever, so-called dream, my kids were jumping all over me, like, just being extra once more. So I'm like, oh my God, they won't sleep. They won't sleep. Something has to give. Next thing you know, they were gone. That should have been the first sign right there. When stuff starts disappearing or reappearing somewhere else, scenery starts to change, people's clothing and stuff start to change. That should be the first sign that this is a dream, right? But I didn't pick up on that, right? Anyway, they disappeared, and then I hear a knock at the door, right? I hear a knock at the door, and like, okay, I go to the door. I open the door. It's like three people standing there, three women standing there, like, we're here for the party. I was like, come in. Didn't ask them any questions or anything. I was like, come in. That was the second red flag right there. But once again, I'm making these choices consciously, but I didn't even ask them, any questions. Like, I don't know none of these faces before me, but I didn't ask them any questions. Anyway, I said, come in. I start heading back towards my room, and as I go back to my room, people started appearing. Next thing you know, it's a full-blown party in my room. Full-blown party in my room. So, I was at my house in the astral, but of course it wasn't my house. It was like a mirror of my house. It wasn't quite my house. But anyway, people got like wine glasses and shit, and just talking to each other, chopping it up and shit. And I'm like, okay. Next thing I know, I see this cat over there by my dresser. A little suspect, raised my eyebrow a little bit, like, what the fuck? This guy started going through my shit. So I'm like, hold up, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like, you can't go through my stuff, man. Like, what are you doing? And this guy, now, this guy, by the moment, it seemed like he was getting bigger. Like, I kid you not, by the moment he was getting bigger. You know, at first it was like 6'7" or something like that. Next thing you know, he was 7'5", and then he was like 8 foot. You know, I don't even know how he's in the building right now. This dude was huge. You know, I'm like, bro, you can't go through my stuff. And this guy, you know, he's like, you know, why not? Like, what are you gonna do? You know, he starts to challenge me. And, you know, I found that very interesting because this book I'm reading right now, like, he spoke on, you know, a hostile person in his dream that was huge, like massive. And he realized he was dreaming. And he hugged him, and then poof, guy disappeared, right? So I found that very interesting that this big, huge motherfucker wanted to challenge me and shit. But me not asking that famous question, am I dreaming? That's the key right here. If you ask yourself that question, anything becomes possible within your dream, right? So-called dreams. Your travels, I should say. So the thing is, this big motherfucker sitting right in front of me, he's challenging me. You know, I didn't ask myself that question, but I'm still making conscious decisions. You know, I decided to take the fight out into the hallway. So, you know, I literally jumped and cleared my whole king size bed. Like, just jumped and cleared it. Like, it was nothing. And like kind of backpedaled into the hallway and waited for him, you know, kind of gestured him on, like, come on into the hallway. And he walks through the hallway. Like, I don't even know how he goes through the doorway. Like, the doorway didn't extend or anything like that. I don't know how he comes through the doorway because this motherfucker is huge. Like I said, it's like 7 foot to 8 feet. You know, he just comes through it. It's like he glitched through it. I don't know. He goes through it. So he comes out into the hallway. You know, he's walking towards me. Big motherfucker, man. Big motherfucker. You know, and I call on my entity, right, for combat. I call on my entity for combat. I said the name 3 times and focused that energy into my right fist. You know, it kind of reminded me of some Iron Fist shit. Like, it didn't start glowing or anything, but I could feel the power within my right fist. You know, and before he could cock back, I just jabbed him one good time in the middle of his forehead. Somehow, don't ask me how. I don't know. Maybe he leaned down to me. I don't know how I hit him. He was up there, like. But I jabbed him one good time. Pow. And he flew all the way back into my room, like 10 feet into my room. You know, I'm thinking I'm about to finish this guy off. This dude is huge. So I run back into the room to finish him off. And this cat is laying in between the bed, you know, like a little puny person. Like, he done shrunk, he done shriveled up into nothing. So I'm like, okay, well, fight's over. And, you know, one of the patrons, the party goers or whatever, I said, get this guy out of my house. Like, he got to go. So he picks him up. And he said a few other things. I don't really recall what he said exactly. He said some things as he took him and picked him up, you know, get this guy out of my house. And, you know, I kind of traveled behind him and let, you know, as he was walking him out. And, but yeah, those guys leave. Next thing you know, the party's over. So people was leaving. People was leaving the house. And they're like, okay, bye. You know, all these women leaving the house is like they expected something else. You know, because they all looking at me like, you know, they wanted something else. I'm like, bye. You're gone, leave. Right? And they say bye again and they leave. You know, people started leaving. And for the most part, that's it. You know, as they were leaving, you know, something told me to go to my patio, and I checked my patio out, and I opened my door, and it's like my patio, but it's not my patio. Once again, it's like extended, like extra long, and there's a bunch of people in there. You know, they smoking, they drinking and shit. You know, once again, I still haven't asked myself that question, that famous question, am I dreaming? You know, because I clearly was, but still making conscious decisions. I decided just to shut the door, like whatever. You know, I walk back into my room and I get in bed. And the moment I get in bed, I wake up like that, right? I start writing it down, like, oh God, this is crazy dream, right? So, you know, I found it funny that whole individual that tried to challenge me within my dream, you know, it reminded me of, you know, what I read in that book, you know, I found that very interesting. And ever since, I've been having these vivid dreams, while I'm making my own conscious choices, but I haven't taken complete control of the dream, you know, the so-called dream, right? So, and I found it interesting because that entity I used for combat that I called up, you know, and I focused that energy into my fist, is very powerful, very powerful. Because even though, you know, I hadn't realized like my power over the dream, I called this entity, and it did its thing, right? And this is one that I just created actually, and I'll speak on that a little bit more maybe in another video. But it was a very powerful one, you know. I think I created it during the new moon. But anyway, yeah, in this book right here, it's what I've been reading. I got this. You probably can't see that, but yeah. Anyway, Stephen LeBerg, Lucid Dreaming. You know, a short little book with a lot of good information in it. Just to get me started, you know, I got this from a used bookstore, $5. You couldn't beat that. It even came with a disc. You know, even came with a disc right here. Good book though, so far. You know, I haven't actually finished it. Been busy, but yeah, like my dreams are getting outrageous. So-called dreams once again. But anyway, that's it. That was my experience. You know, I was also using binaural beats for this particular one. I think it's called Dream Booster, like with a red background or whatever. I'll put a link in the description for that particular beat. But the thing is, for whatever reason, my intent has been helpful in, you know, inducing lucid dreams, but it hasn't been enough. That's why I've been using like supplemental like beats, you know, for lucid dreaming, and they actually been very useful in inducing lucid dreams and things of that nature. So yeah, this video is going on a little bit too long, but you know, if you like this video, subscribe right now to my channel. Like, give me a thumbs up, share, comment, all the above. Also check out my website, Immortal Crystals. That's Immortal Crystals with a K. If you like crystal jewelry, and I will catch you all on the next video. Peace.